And now Game of Thrones. I can't say that it's bad or that it sucks. Its problem is that it tries to do so much in that show. They put so many stories or so-called stories and characters, and they just cram it so much into it that it actually really slows it down to a crawl. It keeps things on a lot of things on hold, and it never really gives a chance for any of the characters to breathe. I mean, there's just so many things going on that it just keeps on jumping from one person to another person to one place to another place. So, you know, fast because there's just so many things going on, and it's almost like if the show is trying to catch up with itself, that and it's not working very well, and and this and the effect of this is that because there's just so many things going on, so many things crammed in, and it's really slowing down. The characters are not very good. They're not. They're pretty much like one dimensional. Uh, Most of the time, because I mean, how can you flesh them out? I mean, there's so many things uh going on that you can't really focus on anything, and I mean, there are just plenty of examples of characters. Pretty much all of them are like that. Like uh, Probably one of the most disappointing characters for me in that show was I think her name was, she's a Stark. Arya. Arya, that's her name. The one with the needle sword, or that's what she calls it. In the first season, the what they were going for with her and the potential behind it really interested me, and I was really invested in that character. 'Cause I generally like characters that go that that have like goals and ambitions, and that everything is working against them. I really like that 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 story, and basically with Arya, she wants to be a knight, and and then not only is she very like young, enough to not be like a knight yet, but she's also a girl, and 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 to see how she was able to going to pull all this off is what got me invested into that character, especially with the training scenes with that guy. I forgot what his name was, but I actually liked his character too. Those training sequences were really fun. I had really liked that character, especially how, I mean, there are a lot of deaths in Game of Thrones, but the trainer guy, the person that was training Arya in sword fighting, how he dies is probably like the best death scene out of all of them. All the death scenes were pretty much pointless, but that one was good because it was funny, and but it was also like off screen. I mean, when the Lannister guards rush in, he first starts kicking all their asses with just a wooden fucking stick, and 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 he basically tells like Arya to run, and and this guy is surrounded by them, and he just has his wooden stick, but you don't see him die. They cut the scene off there, so he's pretty much just killed off screen. But that was just like the best way to go out, you know. That was. But anyway, Arya, I really like what they were going in first season, and I was hoping that she would be, you know, you know, in the second season that I'll be able to see more improvements. But af- after she sees her father get beheaded, and after she leaves, King's Landing, uh, what does she do? I mean, she's basically just going from like one place to another place, not really doing anything. She was with uh, the one of the Lannisters for a while. She was hanging out with this guy. I guess it was like an assassin or whatnot, and she's not really doing anything important. I mean, just like going from one place to another. I mean, you get the sense that she's supposed to eventually become, I guess, like a little badass or something, kind of like along the lines of Hit Girl, but you don't really see that growth throughout the season. It just seems like she's just going from one place to another place with no real direction of her character. It's like they don't really know what to do with her, which is disappointing. And the same thing could be said with pretty much almost any other character in there. Like Jon Snow. You know, you can replace Jon Snow with any other character in the world. You could replace him and create a whole different character, and it would still be the same thing because nothing was going on with that guy at all. I mean, what did he do throughout the entire freaking show? All right. What do we know about him? Okay, he's a bastard child, and he became the Night's Watch. Uh, then then he went outside the wall with a few of his comrades. Then got captured by wildlings. He fucked a wildling, and he escaped from the wildlings, and he's back at the wall. So what they accomplished through season one to season three, I mean, did it nothing happened with that character. He just went from one place to another place and just experienced things that weren't really important. They didn't feel important. It just feel like he just had to be there for this certain thing to happen and just have him come back. I mean, you could have had anyone play that role. You could have any character go through that journey and nothing would change. And the Queen of Dragons, the whole point with her is that she's gathering all these armies to take back the throne. The problem is that's all she's doing. That's all she ever does. That's all she. There's nothing else going on. All she is just recruiting uh, armies and whatnot, and uniting, these people and whatnot to, to take back, the Iron Throne. But that's all she's like. I said, that's all she's doing. There's nothing going on with her beyond that singular narrow goal. there's nothing internal about her, and it just kind of it just disappoints me. And there are certain characters that you don't see for so long that eventually when they come back you forget who they are. Like there there is a scene where one of the characters come back. I guess she's like the Red Priestess or like the Red Witch or whatever. And when she came in like I guess like third season, I was saying to myself, who the fuck is she? And I was just saying this over and over and over again, and it just really irritated me because I had no felt like she popped out of fucking nowhere, and I had to look her up. I had to look her up on the internet. I had never had to do that with any show ever. There was never so many characters that I could not retain them all by memory. I had to look it up. And when I finally looked up, I was like, "Oh, it's the girl from the first season that birthed a demon baby." I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever happened to that demon thing?" I mean, that was the only time we seen it in the first season. Has it been around the season? Am I just going blind? Because I didn't know what they were going with that birthing thing. I mean, he births like this demon thing, and you don't see it again. I don't really get that. And she just comes back in third season as if I'm supposed to remember. Or in the White Walkers, the White Walkers are barely there to the point where you see them, you almost forget who they are, and you're like, oh, they're those things, and you're like, well, what have they been doing? They're supposed to be like this threat or whatever, and they're just barely there. It's just, yeah, there's just so much going on in that show that I just, apparently they're doing something right because, like Walking Dead, it is a big success. There's a lot of money going into this, so obviously I'm an idiot and I have no idea what the fuck is going on. And I always have a short attention span. You know, I mean, they're doing something right. So, and that's just me, my 2 cents. I mean, I liked The Walking Dead, didn't really like Game of Thrones very much, but that's it.